how's it going? Today's swatching is going to be HEB Watercolors Classic Colors. It comes in this handy dandy little plastic palette of sorts, and this one. These are this is the color setup anyway. Okay, that does look like purple, right? Purple, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, brown, and black. No white. Okay, so this, I had just opened this up a little bit, a little bit ago, and it says, I'm just gonna put that up there, and you can pause and read if you want to. Now, you know that stain advisement, when I read that, it says not for painted walls, blah, 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 or any material you cannot wash. And I thought, that is very good for the crafter, because that's exactly what we would use this for. Anything that we cannot wash, because we know that it would stain or leave some kind of color on the non-washable material, and that could work in our favor. Where this is probably geared toward, you know, the group of people, the non-adults. Anyway, this has 8 colors and 1 paintbrush, so I'm going to use the paintbrush. It has a wooden handle, probably an aluminum ferrule here, and let's see, a very stiff brush, not overly stiff, not glued, I don't think. Let me see here. Oh yeah, that. And the bristles are coming out. Oh no. Let's see if we, oh yeah, see the little straggly. I don't think this is made with care, HEB. Made with care for HEB. That's always the logo. There's something on the brush. Can you see that? Like right there. Wow. Let me see if I can take it off with the... because I want to use the brush. Okay. In cleaning off whatever, I think it was legit glue, possibly from how the bristles are in. They're probably glued into the ferrule here. And in the process, I removed a big old clump there of bristles. Yeah. But the part that had the glue clump, I wanted to pull that off. Like, just to pull, because I couldn't get the glue off. I thought, well, why don't I just remove those bristles, because this little pack here came out very easily from the ferrule. That is not the case with all of them, which is actually a good thing, because you don't want to have a brush that has no bristles to it. Okay, so I think I got it. There's no number on here. It's probably a 2, maybe. I don't know my brushes. Okay, getting started. I probably don't need that little card anymore. Then I suppose I could mix my paints in here, but I probably won't do that because, checking for cracks, no cracks. It's clear, and I would have to put a piece of paper underneath to see what I'm mixing. And this is, okay, I'm going to take this part out just to give you an idea. Very flexible. Hey, I wonder if I can take the paints out. Of course, you know, like hack it. And this is what the bottom here looks like. Is that it? Oh. It's, it has a date on it. 1 2020. I can't tell if that's 25 or 26. It's probably 25. But, not too bad. It's your basic cheapo set of watercolors. Oh, wait. Okay, this paint set, I'm sure you're anxious to know, how much does this cost at H-E-B? I'm on the website right now because I needed to, well, how much did I pay for this? $1.78. So for less than $2, you can get 8 watercolors here. And these are the classic colors. There is no other set of watercolor paints by H-E-B, you know, like no brights or earth tones or anything like that. It's just this set. And I bought these the other day, probably, well, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, yeah. Probably last month, probably in January. Okay. Oh, you know, I probably should have, also, I do expect there to be some filler in here because, you know, $1.78 for paints. But maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and there won't be any fillers. It'll just be paint. Now, oh, let me come in a little. The lack of moisture is my fault. Not a problem, not a problem. That is purple, violet. What color is that? Not too bad. I guess we'll find out when it dries. Let me see if I can do... make it darker on the one end. Have to be careful. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Also, I did try, I ran the brush bristles on the little scrubber at the bottom of my wash basin. And hopefully there won't be any little floaties in the water. I rinsed this thing out 3 times. That doesn't mean anything in this house. House of cats. See that little scrubby down there? Let me see it. No, you can't. That's a pretty nice one. I was thinking about using it as a bar soap holder the other day. And then I came to my senses and I actually ordered some silicone Lotus bar soap holders. That's my kick right now. I'm using bar soap to wash my hands. Does anybody else use bar soap? Or are you strictly... There will not be enough water on here. Are you strictly liquid soap? I have that too, by the way. Liquid soap. Okay, I have lots of room, Tammy. Lots and lots of room. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of filler. Quite a bit. As you can tell by my voice, especially when I laugh, I still have congestion. I think that this cold I think the virus part of my cold is gone. What do I do? But we're also getting into warmer weather. We've had a lot of warmer weather lately. For example, this past Thursday, today is Saturday, February 28th, and this past Thursday, it reached a temperature, the valley reached a temperature of 95 degrees. That is quite unusual for this month, for February. Interesting. Hey, I'm actually using the dirty clean water parts correctly. Orange. This brush leaves much to be desired. You know, it's great if you're just messing around. Definitely keep the little ones busy, I guess. I should have added that, made that darker, a little bit darker, I guess. I don't know. I should definitely, I say some words more often than others. I am going to go back into, I'm going to go back in here to the red. And then I'm going to go back into the purple violet. I think that's violet. Now that it's drying. I want to make the violet one a little wider. It will kind of bother me. I don't know why I let these things bother me. Oh, that looks, what's the word I'm not allowed to use? That looks interesting. How about I do that? And I see there's a little bit of now next week there will be a crafting. It's actually gonna be a hack, and I have an idea, and I had to write it down because I kept forgetting. What am I doing for my next craft? What am I doing? Because the idea just kind of popped into my head one night. Wasn't really paying that much attention. And finally, you know, I remembered, oh, let me write that down because I'm going to forget it. Now, I put it in I have a particular little book here. Ideas for Arts and Crafts. And this is on the back, which is a non-slip liner that I glued and attempted to paint. I got this pattern, or this roll, I guess, from Dollar General. I don't think it's available anymore, though. Anyway, I wrote it down in there. And that, in case I forget. Oh yeah, I need way more water there. This is going to be super light. Ooh, not very super light. I thought, oh, this surprises me. Very sunshiny. What kind of yellow would you call that? Would you call it... I made it extra wide because look at all this paper I have. Would you call it lemon yellow? Sunny yellow? Just plain yellow? Oh, this one. Let me do this. Trying to do a little bit of the dark to start. Also, I figured out a very interesting use for the outside portion. There are little brush holders here. And I figured out another use for these when I was off camera trying to get the glue off of the bristles. Let's just give it a stir. And maybe I'll show it to you if I don't forget. That's a big, big if. There's not enough water on here, Tammy. Not enough. It's working. It's working. It's your general... I gotta make it dark up here anyway. It's your basic. I'm almost out of range there. Basic green. Now we're gonna go after the blue. I'm just going to... I know I should have it over on the other side, the right side. Do I think of things like that? I just don't think of stuff like that when I start my video. If you've ever done a video, a lot can be forgotten. A lot. It's best to write things down. Keep a little checklist. Do I have everything? Did I say everything? Especially if you're doing it for the first time, I guess. But after a while, you're like, whatever. Maybe I need to come out more. My. I should quit while I'm ahead. Should I quit while I'm ahead? Also, I would like to see what they look like when I add sea salt to them. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm gonna do it this way, though. Yes, I know I'm making it lighter. I'm probably thinking, what is she doing? I have a plan. It's all good. Trying to get it darker. It worked. Does not a good watercolor brush. Does not hold on to the water. So I'm going to move this over a little. I'm thinking I'm way too far away. I'm shaking my head. I'm thinking of the word I don't want to say on camera. Let's see how long it takes for the clump, the darker area there, because that's obviously more paint that I'm putting on. How long that takes to dry? Will it be different than, you know, expensive name brand watercolor paints? I have no idea. I'm going to flip this over. flip the baby wipe over. You can't see that baby wipe though. That's okay. You don't have to see it. Last color. Now when I put that, I don't know if you can see it, but when I, at an angle, adding the water to the paint, I can see the cloudiness going on. I guess that would be the chalkiness going on. That's what the brush does. Not enough water. User error. I would definitely, I would have to secure this thing better. Maybe when I do the sea salt and watercolor, I will secure it better. Oh, man. I think I hear the ice cream truck. Should I run out there? No, I shouldn't. Lately, that ice cream truck has been coming when it's dark. Like, it gets dark around 6:30 here. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, if Sir Barks-a-Lot is outside, he'll be howling soon. Because it affects his ears. The poor puppy dog. He's not really a puppy, though. The poor dog. No, I don't think he's outside. Okay, so those are the paints. I have to let that open. Keep that open. Let me show you this, and then I'll show you the other use, the alternative use for the brush holders on the wash basin. That's it, 8 colors. That brown, I like that brown color. That's great. Obviously, that's my favorite color. Okay, also, before I show you the wash basin, it's really bothering me to see these two as not so wide as these others. That yellow one is. So I'm going to add more width. That is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing. That makes me feel a little bit better. They're a little bit feathery, and that's from the brush. Add your basic, wow. Look how dark this brush is. Would you consider this brush to be washable? Would HEB consider the brush to be washable? Well, maybe that's what it looks like when it's... No. I was going to say when it's wet. You're trying to make straight lines with this brush. It's not going to happen. That's what I'm... That's the point I'm trying to get to ever so slowly. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But you know, if you're just messing around and doodling and whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter. Maybe you want that rough edge look. I mean, how many crafters have I watched through the years who are making junk journals, and they tear the paper intentionally so there are torn edges on all sides? Well, you could just consider this to be similar to that. But if you are meticulous and you need straight edges all the time, I don't recommend using this brush or a brush like it. Okay, so when I was cleaning off the, put it this way. When I was cleaning, trying to get the glue off the bristles here, first I did this because I was trying to get the glue off, and I thought, oh, that is way too wide. You can see the hole. So I went over here. The hole here is a little bit smaller because it's supposed to take a smaller brush, so it doesn't, but it fits in. I can put the ferrule in there and it fits. So I was thinking, oh, this would be good if I need to take some excess water off of the brush, because there's also this little area down here to catch the water. So that would work perfectly. It didn't take the glue off at all. I had to scrape at that, you know, and like, So, anyway, this is meant to be a brush dryer. And that's pretty cool. Put it upside down, and when it's drying, put it upside down, and when it's fully dry, then you can turn it right side up if you want to. Okay, that's all I have for you. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have an artistic day. Bye.